His family's name is a behemoth in the music industry, a lifetime of hits that have become iconic anthems in American pop culture. Joining us on this week's Spotlight Music Series, we are so excited to be joined by Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Tito Jackson. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me to do this interview.
And congratulations on your second album, and I want to get to that in just a moment, but it sounds like for many musicians over the period of the last year, it's been a fertile time for creative types, for musicians to become one with the music once again.
Yeah, well, I really took advantage of the quarantine time, and buckled down and did the blues album that I had always longed to do. And perfect timing, because no one, as far as the collaborations, no one could say no, because they had nothing but time on their hands.
That's right. And with this latest album, you've also amassed quite an array of musicians, of talent, and friends that have collaborated on this. Can you tell us who you've been working with?
Yes, I've been working with George Benson and Joe Bonamassa, Eddie Levert, Claudette King, who's B.B. King's daughter as well, Steve Powell, which is my cousin, and my brother Marlon, Bobby Rush, Kenny Neal.
Wow. And Stevie Wonder.
Oh, the biggest, Stevie.
Yes. So this is a blues-infused sound that you've created. So how is this different from some of the other music that you've put out?
Well, the Jacksons are known for their pop music, but a lot of people don't know that Jackson 5 have a blues base, because back in Gary, prior to Motown, we did a lot of blues music and played a lot of blues records around the house. My parents did, because they were lovers of blues as well. And my Uncle Luther, my father, used to come and jam every weekend with the guitars and do music of blues. So it's been in our life for some time. And I've always said if I do an album, it's going to be a blues album. So this is it. I only did the Tito time album in a more pop genre, but now I'm doing the music that I love and having fun with it.
So why do you think this was the right time for you to release another album?
Well, I was working on the blues album, but I don't know if everyone knows the Jackson brothers stay pretty busy overseas a lot. So, and when you're doing the album, you have to basically concentrate on it. The quarantine really gave me the time that I properly needed, and so that's when I really dug into the music and really did the music.
Would you say that there's any songs on this particular album that are reflective of the times that we're living in now? I mean, things have been kind of crazy, and I know that music is a wonderful way to bring people together.
I had completed all the songs on the album, and I listened to it with my producer, and I said to him, I said, Mike, we need to have a song about what's going on today. We give that message. People need to care for each other. And we came up with the song, Love One Another. So that's very strong, and that message itself is stronger than the song. I have a video with a tremendous lineup of celebrities such as my mom, my sisters, my brothers, Kardashian, some of the members of the Kardashian family, just name it, Smokey Robinson, Magic Johnson, it goes on and on. So I'm excited about that, and basically what they're doing is telling the world to love one another.
Hear, hear. Well, I think this is a good place to take a break. When we come back, I want to tell our audience a little bit more about where they can find your new album and where they can see this video, and hopefully if you're going to be making a tour and performing live for us. So we're going to talk about that after the break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. We've just been chatting with the legendary Tito Jackson, a household name for decades, and curious how the music industry has changed from the time that you were part of the Jackson 5 until today, and what the differences between working with your family so closely, so intimately, and now collaborating through the years with so many other very well-known, iconic names in the industry?
Well, the first part of your question, how have business changed? It's been tremendous. I mean, it has changed. It's like calling pancakes grapes, the in the business. We started when there was only 8-track recording. Now you have a limited amounts of tracks. If you wanted to make a song, you needed a pocket full of money, and you needed about 20 or 30 people to be involved, as far as making the composition. But today you can do pretty much everything from a laptop. And the social media part of it is just tremendously different. And the way records are sold is different. Everything it's just made a flip.
It is. It has completely changed, and in some ways, I guess it's become streamlined. But do you miss the days of when you had just so many hands in the pot, so to speak?
I like the vinyl. I like the days of the.
You do.
Oh, absolutely. I think the records sound tremendous.
And looking back on your career, I mean, you are one of the most, if the most, iconic names in music. Do you ever, this might sound like a silly question, but do you ever pinch yourself? Do you ever just wonder, how things came to be in this life?
I've never really looked at it in that fashion because I broadly understand that we're all built from the same seed, but I do realize that I still have a journey to go and something to contribute. So I'm still on that page. But I just wanted to say thank you to all the millions of fans that supported my family and myself.
Absolutely. And you've also started a band with your 3 children, the 3 T's.
Yeah, 3T is my 3 sons, and they went to a Jackson 5 concert when they was little bitty boys, and they pull in on the costumes. Dad, are these real diamonds? No, they enjoyed the show. They ran home, grabbed brooms and mops, and record on and memory us. And they said they wanted to be like us, and they were very serious about it.
So it runs in the blood.
I think it does. It's funny because not just my kids, but all the brothers' kids have that singing ability and performance ability, so in their DNA.
It's a gift. It's a gift for sure. Well, you're releasing your latest album today, and any chance that audiences can see you perform live?
Well, that's to come in the near future. There have been some talk about possibly doing a tour after the first of the year. I do have some things that I'm doing some features on, maybe joining the stage of Mike Zito, maybe doing 4 or 5 numbers and things of that nature. And later this month, I have a thing over in Spain. So I'm starting to crank it back up, and we're going to see where this COVID thing goes.
Absolutely. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask you what you think your brother Michael would think of this new album and just everything that you've accomplished.
Well, Michael is one of the reasons that I continued, because prior to Tito time, he had heard a few cuts, and he's the one that convinced me to keep going and don't stop, So I think he's also a admirer of blues music as well. So I think he would really love this song, especially the single "Love One Another," because that's what the family has been saying in other musics about being peaceful and caring for your fellow man. And I think he would really, really enjoy it. He probably would have participated. He would have participated.
I'm sure. Well, Tito Jackson, thank you so much for your time, and it's just been a pleasure to speak with you, and congratulations again on your second album.
Thank you for the interview so much.
We're back after this.